In this lesson we're going to cover ceilings. Basically ceilings are the same as floors. You can put them in by room, by perimeter, or by picking points. Now first of all, what I want to do is with perimeter you can just pick the surface and then pick a point on the floor. You can do it in 3D as well, so I always want to show you how that happens. If I place a camera say in this kitchen area and sort of look out that back door, you'll notice that I've now got the floor tiles here and I'm looking out through into the blue sky, and up here I haven't got a ceiling. So if I go up to my ceiling menu and go ceiling by perimeter, come over to your catalogue, select the ceiling you want and just pick a point, and notice the ceiling has been capped in there automatically. Alright, that's ceiling by perimeter. Now I just want to touch that ceiling and get rid of it, because what I want to do is just come back to a 2D plan view, and I want to use the option of putting a ceiling in by room. So if I go ceiling by room and select the same surface, I've then got to pick each room individually. Now the reason why you'd want to do that is, say you might want to do a tray or vaulted or cathedral ceiling in different rooms. So therefore, if you've got a ceiling by perimeter, you've got to sort of cut holes and sort of do it a little bit harder. By doing rooms, you can then sort of break it up really easy. So basically now I've gone to my ceiling by room option, and I'll just grab the ceiling for the ground floor and then just start picking points. And notice again, once I pick, you'll then see a little perimeter line work its way around as I pick into each room. So it takes a little bit longer to get it in, but basically just pick throughout all of those and right click and finish. You can see the different outlines around the perimeter of each room now that I've got the ceilings in there. So now if I go back to my camera, you can see I've got ceilings in there, but if I touch it, it's just going around the perimeter of that room. So what I want to do is I want to put a tray ceiling in. I want to put it in. I'm just putting my feet on. I'm just going to walk forward and just come around and just have a look in this room over here. Okay, so what I want to do now, I'll stop there. I'll touch the ceiling, right click and go to the properties of the ceiling. Now with the ceilings, the basic types you can have is a flat ceiling, a tray ceiling and a cathedral ceiling. You notice over here it changes each time I select one differently. Well, I want a tray ceiling. Now as a default, it will put the sides on a 45-degree angle, so you can see that on the side of each one here. So basically if I just select tray, hit OK, you'll now notice if I come back to a plan view, see how in this room here it's created the ceiling and you've got those sloping sides. Now I've come back to the plan view because what happens is it adds these little pitching points, these arrows, and you'll notice when I touch the side of the ceiling, that arrow on the right hand side went green. There's another 3 arrows that are still red. Now what happens there is the green one is active, the red ones are non-active. So I want to affect the whole 4 sides. So what I can do is just touch each arrow, and you'll notice that each arrow as I touch it goes green. So now the whole 4 arrows are green. If I then right click and go to properties, what I'm doing here with the properties of my ceiling is changing the whole 4 sides in one hit. Whereas if I left 1 green and 3 red, it would only affect one side. So what I want to do now is the tray height. I want to change that to say 300, and I want to change the skirting width to 600, which is out off the wall. You can see the C over here, the distance, and the slope angle, which is currently set to 45, I want to make that 90. Now on the right hand side you can see I've got my square sides and I've got the parameters set how I want the tray ceiling. If I come back to my plan view, you can see that's completely different. If I go back to my camera, you'll see that the ceiling has been taken up as a tray ceiling. Okay, thank you very much.